In this video, I'm going to share 7 MLB picks for today, June 4th. But first, let's answer the following vital question. Did we find a way to win a 10th consecutive lobster bet? We sure did, attaboy! So it's worth ringing my lobster bet once again. Remember that the lobster bet is the best wager across all sports. And yesterday, I told you that it concerned the Astros Pirates game. More precisely, the play in question was no run to be scored in the initial frame, and that happened. So let's review our performance from recent days. So like I said, we've won the past 10 lobster bets. They are appearing on your screen right now. But that is not our all-time record. I started this concept on April 23rd, and we won 11 consecutive bets right here from May 10th to the 20th. And now overall, we have racked up 33 wins and 9 losses. That cannot be attributed to luck. I've been working very hard to provide the best daily bet to all of you. You still have time to sign up to receive the lobster bets in the month of June in your mailbox. So just follow the link below to sign up. We've had more than 100 subscribers so far. Before we reveal today's 7 MLB picks, let's recap yesterday's action. I shared 5 free picks with you. So on Monday, we posted a 3-2 record, and now on Tuesday, we got a 2-3 record. So that means that so far this week, we have accumulated a 5-5 record. So let's hope that we can do better today with the free plays. And in fact, the first pick qualifies under a betting system that I like quite a bit, which is called the snapped winning streak. Its rules are very simple and yet super effective. Fade the road team if they've lost their last game after winning at least 5 in a row. That has proven to be very lucrative over many years. The performance that you can see at the bottom of your screen, plus 22.06 units via 281 bets, corresponds to the 2010 to 2016 seasons. So that's because I developed the system many years ago. But then starting in 2019, I started tracking the performance of all of my 19 MLB systems every single day. So since 2019, it has posted a gain of plus 6.68 units. And what about this season? We own a 7-9 record, which is not very good, but I still trust it. I'm not going to lose faith just because of a meager 16 picks this season. One more thing, so which team qualifies under this system? Well, if you focus on the Milwaukee Brewers, as you can see today, they are on the road at Cincinnati. They lost their past game. In fact, they got a 4-2 loss. This was a thrilling game as the Reds pulled off a homer-robbing catch to end the game. And prior to that loss, the Brewers had picked up 8 consecutive victories. So they fit all criteria for betting, and as the system recommends, you need to fade them. So that's why my first pick goes to the Cincinnati Reds to get the W. Basically, the logic behind this system is that after going through a great stretch, as soon as a team loses and they are on the road, they tend to lose their confidence and they have a tendency to lose a second consecutive game. One thing I like here is the fact that we also have the revenge factor getting into play. Because the Reds have lost 11 consecutive series against the Brewers, so they must be sick of it. And if they win today, they're going to halt that losing streak. And of course, one more argument supporting the Cincinnati play is the fact that Andrew Abbott takes the mound. He's been nothing short of spectacular. In 6 May starts, he has posted an eye-popping 0.55 ERA. And by the way, in his last outing, he tossed 7 scoreless innings and he gave up just 1 hit on the road against a vaunted Cubs lineup. So that was very impressive. and I love the odds. They are only small favorites, the Reds today, so I really like this play. So it is rated 4 stars out of 5, so it was very close from being seen as a premium pick. By the way, I do have one premium pick out of the 7 plays that I'm about to share with you. So that's my first pick, the Reds to win straight up against Milwaukee. Now my next play is the one that I like the least among the 7 I'm going to present to you. Again, remember that all picks presented in my videos are worth betting in my humble opinion. So in this case, I'm rating it 1 star. It means that among all picks that are worth betting, this is not one that I love, but to me it still holds positive value. So in the Houston-Pittsburgh game, I'm taking the Pirates to win outright at plus 110 odds. Well, the Astros just took the top spot in the AL West division away from the Mariners. You could basically see that coming given Seattle's inconsistent play since early May. So I'm not overly confident about this bet, but I'm going to put my faith in the hands of the stingy pitchers betting angle. That goes as follows. Fade the road team if they won their past 2 games by allowing either 0 or 1 run in each of those wins, and if their money line today is smaller than plus 150. So in this case, the Astros, they are coming off 2 straight shutout victories. They won 3-0 at Pittsburgh, and before that, they got a 1-0 victory against the Tampa Bay Rays. So by following those rules, we must fade Houston, and that's why I'm taking the Pirates. By the way, both starting pitchers are hard to trust, so anything could happen in this game. So for this reason, I will go with the home underdog and its corresponding positive odds, but I would not bet my house on it. Up next, I'll go with a player proposition bet. More precisely, I'm taking CJ Abrams to score at least a run for the Washington Nationals. The best current odds are plus 118 with Bally, BetRivers, and Unibet, whereas other sportsbooks have a line that varies between minus 120 and plus 105, so there is some variance among the lines. And this play gets a 4-star grade. I like it quite a bit. So the question is, of course, can the Nats leadoff hitter cross home plate at least once in tonight's contest? Well, here's an interesting fact. Abrams has scored at least a run in 6 straight games. If you would have made this bet in each of his 47 games this season, you would have picked up a 26-21 record. But like I said, he's been on fire lately. And now he's facing Matthew Boyd, who's been an okay pitcher but nothing more. His career ERA is 1.31, which is very close to the league average. And now he's 34 years old, so he's unlikely to all of a sudden improve a lot. Now, on the surface, he appears to be enjoying a nice season via a 3.08 ERA, but that's a bit misleading because once again his whip stat is ordinary. It is 1.26 right now. Now, some may argue, well, but Matthew Boyd is coming off a strong game. He tossed 6 scoreless innings, but that was against the lowly Colorado Rockies, so it's not impressing me all that much. Of course, he did a good job, but it's still not convincing to me. Now, in his prior 8 outings, he gave up a total of 21 earned runs in 44 1/3 innings. So if you do the calculations, that equates to a 4.26 ERA, which is not that impressive. So for all of these reasons, I really love the positive odds on CJ Abrams to score at least a run. So even if the line is, I would argue that I like this bet at odds up to minus 115. So if your bookie has a line of minus 120 or worse, I don't like it so much. I would not pull the trigger in that case. Alright, up next, And now it's time for my 5-star play of the day. I'm taking under 4.5 runs to be scored in the first half of the Arizona-Atlanta game. As you can see with the screenshot from Coolbet, the best current odds are minus 132, which is the same as 1.76 in decimal format. Now again, your bookie may have a line that's worse. Maybe it's minus 150, minus 155. In fact, I like this play at odds up to minus 155 or minus 160. Otherwise, you could go with under 4 runs with better odds, of course. Alright, so let's review some arguments favoring this bet. Of course, Arizona's offense is scary, but I'm very confident that Chris Sale can keep them at bay. After a shaky start to his 2025 campaign, he has been superb lately. In his last 7 appearances, he owns a stellar 1.42 ERA. So that's the Chris Sale that we all know. And now he just held in check a tough Phillies lineup. He gave up just 2 hits, no run in 6 innings of work. And by the way, in 5 career appearances against Arizona, he has done a fine job as shown by his perfect 4-0 record along with a 2.57 ERA. Now, I am a bit more worried about Merrill Kelly. His season whip stat is superb at 1.06, but the problem is that he has given up exactly 4 earned runs in each of his past 2 starts. And also, one more source of concern about Merrill Kelly is the fact that his road ERA this year is 4.59, which is quite high. But still, overall, I still like this bet to hit. I'm very confident that both starters can limit the damage, so I expect a maximum of 4 runs to be scored through the first 5 frames of the Arizona-Atlanta game. Alright, let's move on to pick number 5. I'm taking the Tigers to bounce back in a big way against the White Sox. This is rated 3 stars. Well, Detroit is obviously a solid club who got humiliated yesterday via an 8-1 loss at Chicago. Now, Sawyer Gipson-Long is finally back in the majors. He pitched 20 innings in 2023 before multiple injuries sidelined him. His 4 career starts went pretty well, as shown by his 2.70 ERA. And also, he has a 1.10 whip stat. Now, how has he fared this season? Well, across 3 minor league levels, he has posted a 2.20 ERA, which is rock solid. On the other side, this is likely to be a bullpen game for the White Sox. The bullpen contributed to 3 2/3 innings of work yesterday, and they were more taxed in the prior game because they needed to cover 6 innings after Jonathan Cannon got hammered by the Tigers. Now, in this match, I also like, let me show it to you. I also like the over to hit. So on this game, I'm taking the Tigers money line and also over 8.5 runs to be scored. Because of course, Detroit has a solid offense and Gipson-Long is likely to be a bit rusty. So I feel like there will be at least 9 runs on the board. So I have 2 plays on that same match. So that's my 6th pick. Alright, we have one more play to cover, and the next one fits under a betting system that's quite interesting and which is called the comeback. Let's review its rules together. Bet any team that meets the following 3 criteria. They came back from a deficit of 4+ runs in their previous game. Number 2, they are facing the same opponent. And number 3, their money line today is better than minus 175. So basically, we don't want big favorites because they have not shown to be profitable in my big data set. Alright, so which team fits under this system? Well, yesterday, Kansas City came back from a 5-run deficit to prevail by a 10-7 score against those same Cardinals. So they did make a comeback yesterday. they are facing the same opponent, and obviously Kansas City is far from being a big favorite. So by following the rules of the comeback system, my 7th play goes to the KC Royals to pull off the upset on the road against St. Louis. And this pick gets a 3-star grade. However, let's be cautious given the system's 3-7 record so far in the 2025 campaign, and that's one of the reasons why it receives a 3-star grade, so I'm going to be cautious. Now, Noah Cameron and Miles Mikolas faced each other on May 17, and what a pitching duel it was. The game ended by a 1-0 score favoring the Cardinals. Now, rookie Noah Cameron has lasted at least 6 innings in all 4 of his starts this year, so the Royals have been getting a lot out of him. And meanwhile, Mikolas is coming off a poor performance. He gave up 4 earned runs, along with 9 hits in 4 innings of work against the Baltimore Orioles. So his confidence may not be very high right now. So to me, I think the Royals will find a way to get the victory, and that's why I am opting for KC to pull off the mild upset on the road against the Cardinals. Alright, so those are my 7 picks for today. I would like to invite you to watch a video I made that presents a live betting strategy that does very well in Major League Baseball. Simply click the little card appearing at the bottom of your screen right now to view this video that will teach you a great in-play wagering tactic in MLB. So I'm Professor MJ. I won't make a video tomorrow, but I'll be back Friday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.